Welcome to the In English Coffee Office. Today is Saturday, May 10, and like every morning, David and Alex are at the coffee machine.
Hey, Alex. Survived the inbox apocalypse this morning?
Barely. Had 4 back-to-back calls before 10 a.m. This coffee is my only lifeline right now.
Tell me about it. I had a client email me 3 times before I'd even logged in. I think they believe I sleep with my CRM.
Well, you do talk about your pipeline like it's your firstborn?
Guilty. Speaking of drama, did you see what's going on in the Middle East again? Iran and Israel are locking horns, and it's escalating fast.
Yeah, I read about the missile exchange. It's really worrying. The whole region feels like it's on a knife's edge lately.
Exactly. And every time it flares up, oil prices go nuts. I checked this morning. Crude's already spiked 8% in the last few days.
Which means logistics costs are about to jump. Again.
And guess who has to explain to the client why their shipment costs more this quarter? This guy.
It's not just oil. The political tension is setting off ripple effects. The EU already talking about tightening sanctions again?
Which just adds more red tape for imports and cross-border deals. I swear, half my job now is just tracking what's changed overnight.
It's exhausting. But it also reminds you how interconnected everything is. A conflict thousands of miles away suddenly affects your next proposal.
No kidding. I've started checking geopolitical updates more than the weather. Welcome to Sales 2.0. Equal parts charm and crisis management.
You should put that on your LinkedIn. Fluent in small talk and foreign policy.
I might just do that. Oh, speaking of next-gen stuff, did you read that Amazon's launching its own AI chip? Like totally ditching NVIDIA for some of their operations.
Yeah, they're Trainium and Inferentia chips, right? They're trying to bring more AI in-house. Optimize cost and reduce dependency. Bold move.
Bold and kind of genius. If it works, it saves them a ton in cloud infrastructure and if Amazon.
Everyone else is gonna scramble to keep up. I was just talking to IT yesterday. Our cloud costs are creeping up again. Maybe we need our own chip too.
Right? Just whip one up between meetings. Easy.
Totally. I'll just grab a soldering iron and cancel my afternoon sync.
I actually think we'll see more companies follow suit, especially the big players with deep pockets. It's not just about performance anymore, it's about control.
And differentiation. If your AI runs faster and cheaper, that's a competitive edge.
Exactly. But I wonder how this will hit NVIDIA. Their stock's been on fire lately because of the AI boom. But if more clients build their own chips,
could shake the whole market. Maybe not overnight, but definitely a shift in power dynamics.
Yeah, it's that whole vertical integration trend again. Take control of the stack.
Makes sense. In sales, we're always trying to lock down as much of the process as possible. Less room for error or surprise invoices.
Or surprise outages. I still remember that cloud hiccup last year. We lost 3 hours of productivity. Felt like the apocalypse.
Honestly, anything that reduces dependence on third parties is a win, even if it's just psychological peace of mind.
Exactly. And speaking of psychology, have you seen that new study making the rounds? Apparently Gen Z is way more into quiet quitting and anti-work movements than even a year ago.
I did see that. Something like 60% of them are actively disengaged or doing the bare minimum. It's a mindset shift for sure.
It's wild. I mean, I get not living to work, but it's a whole new level. They're setting boundaries like pros.
To be fair, I think part of it is reactionary. They grew up watching burnout culture crash and burn. They're opting out.
True. And maybe they've got a point. I mean, we grew up with the hustle hard mantra, and now half of us are drinking ginger shots just to stay functional.
Speak for yourself. I'm still at the espresso shot stage.
Fair. But seriously, I've noticed it around here too. Some of the newer hires are super sharp, but just not interested in the climb.
Yeah. I had a junior PM tell me last week, they're not chasing titles. Just want to do solid work and log off at 5.
And honestly, Kind of refreshing, less ego, more balance.
Agreed. But it does raise questions. Like, how do we motivate people if the usual carrots don't work anymore?
Maybe it's about purpose now? Or flexibility. I've seen folks light up way more over remote days than bonuses.
Or recognition that doesn't feel performative. Like, just a simple good job that isn't copy-pasted from a template.
Exactly, we're all human. No AI-generated praise, please.
That would be the ultimate dystopia. Dear valued employee, your contribution has been logged. Have a satisfactory day.
Brutal. But hey, if we're going full retro with values, maybe that's why everyone's also obsessed with analog stuff lately.
Oh yeah, the vinyl boom. I saw that. Sales are at their highest since the 80s or something.
Insane. People are buying cassette tapes too. I didn't even know my car had a tape deck.
It probably doesn't. But yeah, there's this huge nostalgia wave. Music, fashion, even film photography is making a comeback.
I actually picked up a Polaroid at a flea market last month. There's something cool about the instant photo thing.
Totally. It's tactile. And slower in a good way. Like you're not scrolling, you're holding something real.
Exactly. I think people are craving breaks from digital overload. It's like digital detox meets aesthetic therapy.
I've noticed that in team culture too. More folks want off-screen moments, walking meetings, in-person coffee catch-ups.
You mean like this one?
Exactly. Analog productivity at its finest.
Maybe we should pitch a retro workday to HR. No screens, no Slack, just phones and whiteboards.
And fax machines.
Whoa, don't go too far. We want nostalgia, not nightmares.
Fair point. All right, I should get back before my calendar ambushes me.
Yeah, same. Thanks for the coffee chat. It's the most human moment I've had all day.
Same time tomorrow?
Time to get to work. Practice your English every day and you'll see how it just keeps getting better and better. See you tomorrow. I hope you have a great day.